Lines and rhymes. Hi, my name is Liz De Los Santos. I'm a student at St. James High School. I'm in the 11th grade, hopefully graduating next year in school and not online. An interesting fact about me or my family, you could say, is I have an older brother, Steven, and an older cousin, Eileen, who graduated 2 years ago. But Eileen, her mom and my mom are sisters, and her dad and my dad are brothers, and they're married. So what this is my family and her family look very similar to each other. So with this, at school, we'd have friends come up and ask us questions. Are you guys sisters, brothers? So we'd have one friend being told that, yeah, she's my sister and he's my cousin. Another friend would be, yeah, they're twins, I'm the cousin, and so on. But now that they're gone, I only have one cousin left to do that, which is Anna, who's also a freshman, and then hopefully my little sister and cousin, or hopefully they can keep the little De Los Santos joke going on. Till this day, we have people question us, or question me and my cousin about who's who and who's related to who, but yeah. And the topic I chose is zoos. The reason I chose this topic is because I love animals. I love baby animals. I love babies. I love children. I love a lot of things. But animals and kids have a spot in my heart that just pours out to them. And I think it's an important topic to talk about because there might be one zoo out of the many there is that doesn't put as much effort as the rest of the zoos do. And because of that, those animals are suffering. And I feel that those animals should be heard since they can't really speak for themselves and they need a voice. And so my question is, are the animals in the zoo on display, should they be there for educational reasonings, or is it just there for the satisfaction for the public to see? So the way I did this research was I searched the pros and cons and did some research on the history behind zoos. And what I found about the history of zoos is pretty cool. But back then they were called menageries, and the animals represented power because of how exotic they were. And also, every animal symbolized something different, but they had their own meaning behind them and why the people had kept them. But back then there was also a lot of animal cruelty and how they handled the animals. And because of animal cruelty, this is the reason why I decided to do some research on the zoos, because not only animal cruelty is a question, but also how the breeding process works, the amount of space that the animal gets in a sanctuary, and the mental and physical health of these animals. So the question for the breeding is, are these animals being breeded because they need more animals for display, or are they breeding these animals so these animals don't go extinct? And then for the amount of space an animal gets in a sanctuary, some zoos will say they're living life as they would in the wild, but that's not true. Animals in the zoo catch diseases wildlife animals would never catch. And the wildlife does not have to worry about a wall or a glass door or a glass wall stopping them from going any further than they want, while the ones in the sanctuaries, who might be living in an enclosure that isn't even half the size or land, not even half the land that wild animals get. And because of that, that affects their health mentally. And it's not only big animals, it's also little animals as well. But some evidence that's been found that these animals are mentally ill is, one sign is stress. When you see a tiger pacing back and forth, or walking endless loops, or an elephant swaying, a monkey eating its own poop, swaying, twitching, rocking, a polar bear rocking back and forth, that's all signs of stress. And this stress can affect the births of babies or any mothers carrying their children, which increases the mortality rate by 65%. Not only that, but us people are manipulating these animals' lives. We're telling them when they'll eat, what they'll eat, who they breed with, and when they go to sleep. While in the wildlife, it's nothing like that at all. They hunt their own food, they find or they go searching for their mates, and they sleep whenever they want to sleep. And even though some people may view these signs as a normal thing an animal would do, There's always a rainbow at the end of a storm, and the rainbow to this storm is the zoos that do know what they're doing, have bigger and better enclosure for these animals, a better environment for them to be in. But not only that, but they do know what they're doing. For example, them saving animals from going extinct or that don't have habitats to return to. And some research that I found is a zoo in California, I'm pretty sure it was, they brought an extinct deer back to life and kept it going. But not only that, is the animals you find in the zoos are animals that are being poached or hunted more frequently around the world, such as elephants for their tusks, tigers and rhinos. The body parts of these animals being sold in an illegal wildlife trade, which is honestly unnecessary for us. The animals need their parts more than we need them, but luckily we have these zoos saving these animals from going extinct or being endangered. And one thing that I learned about this is when a zoo is talking about extinct, it doesn't mean that the animals are out of the world, they're gone, no longer able to be brought back. But it can mean that they're running out or they're short on females or males. Because my whole life I thought extinct meant they were done, they can't be brought back. But luckily, thanks to science, we can bring back animals. And